We don't serve your kind here. Leave before I call the police. September 20th. Grandview Plaza Hotel, Atlanta's most exclusive property where marble floors shine under crystal chandeliers and champagne costs more than rent. At the front desk stands a black woman in worn jeans and a faded sweater, hair in a simple ponytail, no makeup, no jewelry, a suitcase with a broken wheel squeaking behind her. She looks exhausted, poor, out of place. The manager crumples her reservation and throws it at her chest. The paper bounces off, falls to the floor. This isn't a shelter. Try the motel down the street. She bends down to pick it up, every person in that lobby watching her humiliation. What happens in the next 72 hours will expose a conspiracy, end multiple careers, and prove that sometimes the person you dismiss is the last person you should have crossed. Keep watching. The revenge is about to begin. Rewind 8 hours. Samantha Kennedy sits in seat 12A on a Boston to Atlanta flight. 38 years old, regional vice president of Crown Hospitality Group, a title that took 15 years of climbing to earn. Her phone buzzes. FaceTime. Zoe's face fills the screen, gap-toothed smile bright. "Mommy, when are you coming home?" 9 years old. The reason Samantha does everything. "Sunday, baby, just 2 more meetings and I'm all yours. Can we make pancakes with chocolate chips? With extra chocolate chips?" Zoe giggles, and that sound makes everything worth it. The cramped seat, the 3-hour delay, all of it. Samantha blows her a kiss. The call ends. 15 years ago, Samantha Kennedy cleaned toilets at Grandview Plaza Hotel. She scrubbed floors on her hands and knees, folded towels into swans for guests who never looked at her face, worked overnight shifts for an extra $1 per hour because every dollar mattered when you're raising a baby alone. She remembers her mother's hands. Cracked and rough from 30 years of housekeeping work. Her mother never got promoted, never complained. But she pulled Samantha aside after a hard shift and said something that became everything. "Baby, they always think they know who you are based on what they see. Don't ever let them define you. You define yourself." Those words became Samantha's anchor. When supervisors overlooked her, when guests treated her like furniture, when she applied for front desk positions and got rejected 5 times before someone finally said yes. She worked nights, took community college classes during the day, slept 4 hours, survived on coffee and determination, applied, rejected, applied again. Eventually, someone saw past the surface, front desk, then supervisor, assistant manager, manager, regional coordinator, director, vice president. 23 hotels across the Southeast now report to her. She sits in boardrooms where million-dollar decisions get made. The CEO knows her name, respects her opinion, trusts her judgment. But tonight, she's not wearing power suits or designer heels, just comfortable jeans and her favorite oversized sweater. Hair natural, face bare. She packed light for this quick trip, in and out. Present her Q4 guest satisfaction strategy to the board at 8 a.m., then home to Zoe. The plane lands at 8:45 p.m. She grabs her small rolling suitcase, the one with the broken wheel she hasn't had time to replace. The September humidity hits her outside the terminal. 23 minutes through Atlanta traffic in an Uber. She checks her email. From Alan Brooks, CEO, Crown Hospitality Group. Subject, tomorrow's board meeting. "Samantha, looking forward to your presentation. The board is very impressed with your regional numbers. See you at 8 a.m. sharp. Alan." She smiles, closes the email, stares out the window at city lights blurring past. At 9:28 p.m., her Uber pulls up to Grandview Plaza Hotel, the place where her journey started, where she learned that hard work matters, where a supervisor once told her she'd never amount to anything. She walks through those familiar glass doors, pulling her squeaky suitcase behind her, heading toward the front desk. The marble floors look the same, the chandeliers cast the same golden glow. Even the lavender scent from the diffusers hasn't changed. She has no idea that in the next 4 minutes, everything will change. That the lesson she's about to teach will echo far beyond this lobby. That sometimes the universe puts you exactly where you need to be to fix what's been broken too long. Right now, she just wants to check in, get some sleep, nail her presentation. The manager behind the desk watches her approach. His name tag reads, Gregory Dalton, and the look on his face tells her everything she needs to know. The lobby is busy for a Friday night. Business travelers, a couple at the bar, Piano music drifting through the space. Lavender and expensive cologne mixing in the air. Samantha approaches the front desk, smiles. "Hi, checking in. Kennedy, Samantha." Gregory Dalton stands behind the counter, 42 years old, front desk manager, badge polished, 8 years of service displayed underneath. He looks at her, takes in the worn jeans, the faded sweater, the squeaky suitcase. His expression shifts. "I'll need to verify your reservation." His tone flat, cold. Not the warm welcome he gave the white couple 2 minutes ago. He types slowly, deliberately, stares at the screen longer than necessary. "I'm afraid there's an issue." "What kind of issue?" "We're fully booked tonight." Samantha leans slightly. She can see the monitor, room availability dashboard, green numbers, available 12 rooms. The system shows availability. Dalton's jaw tightens. "We have certain standards we maintain here at Grandview Plaza. I don't think this would be the right fit for you." The words land like stones. Plausible deniability wrapped in corporate politeness. But the message clear. You don't belong here. Samantha's phone sits on the counter. Screen down. She adjusts it casually. Taps the side button 3 times. Recording app activates. Timestamp, 9:32 p.m. "Can you clarify what you mean by standards?" Dalton shifts. Uncomfortable but committed. "We prefer guests who align with our clientele. I'm sure you understand." "I don't, actually. Please explain." A businessman in an expensive suit walks past. Slows, senses tension. Dalton lowers his voice. "Look, I don't make the rules, but we have expectations about the kind of guests we serve. Your kind might be more comfortable at one of our budget properties downtown." There it is. Your kind. 2 words that carry centuries of meaning. 2 words he thinks he can hide behind. But everyone knows. Everyone hears it. Conversations around the lobby quiet, heads turn, eyes shift toward the front desk. Samantha feels the weight of every gaze. The judgment, the curiosity. She becomes a spectacle, the thing that will ruin these people's pleasant evening. Behind Dalton, 2 young employees stand frozen. A black woman, late 20s, grips a pen so tightly her knuckles pale, eyes red-rimmed, lips pressed together. Her name tag reads, Jasmine Cole, housekeeping supervisor. She looks at Samantha, looks away, looks back, wanting to say something, unable to. Samantha takes a slow breath. Her mother's voice echoes, "Don't let them define you. I'd like to speak with your manager." Dalton straightens. "I am the manager on duty." "Then I'd like to speak with the general manager." "He's not available." "Make him available." The businessman who slowed down steps closer, late 50s, gray hair. "Excuse me, she has a reservation. What's the problem?" Dalton ignores him, keeps his eyes on Samantha. "Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You're causing a disturbance." Samantha hasn't raised her voice, hasn't touched anyone, hasn't done anything except ask for the room she paid for. But in his world, her presence is the disturbance. He reaches for the phone. "Security to the front desk, please." The words echo through the lobby. Several guests pull out phones, recording, texting, watching. At a corner table, a woman opens her laptop. April Torres, travel blogger, 32 years old. She clicks into Facebook Live. "You guys," she whispers into her laptop camera. "I'm at a luxury hotel in Atlanta and something insane is happening. They're refusing to serve a black woman, for no reason." The live stream counter starts. 50 viewers, 200, 500. 2 security guards enter the lobby, both large, both serious. Dalton gestures toward Samantha. "This guest is causing a disturbance. Please escort her out." Samantha's voice doesn't rise, doesn't crack. "I haven't raised my voice. I haven't touched anyone. I simply asked for the room I paid for." The businessman speaks up again. "She's right. I've been standing here. She's done nothing wrong." Dalton ignores him. April's live stream hits 3,000 viewers. Comments flooding in. "This is discrimination. Sue them." "Where is this hotel?" Samantha looks at April's laptop screen, sees herself, sees the moment being documented. She could walk away. No one would blame her. But she stays. The 2 security guards approach. One older, maybe 50, one younger, mid-20s, dark uniforms, both looking uncomfortable. The older guard speaks quietly. "Ma'am, we need you to leave the property." Samantha looks at him, then at Dalton, back at the guard. "I have a confirmed reservation. I've paid for a room. I haven't broken any rules." The younger guard shifts, looks at Dalton, looks at Samantha. His expression says he knows this is wrong. Dalton crosses his arms, satisfied. Problem being handled. April Torres adjusts her laptop angle. Clear view of everything. Live stream viewer count climbing. 5,000, 8,000, 10,000. Comments scroll fast. This is insane! Call the news. I'm never staying here. Get her a lawyer. She whispers into her microphone. This woman has done absolutely nothing wrong. She's calm, she's polite, and they're treating her like a criminal. The businessman who spoke earlier pulls out a business card, walks to Samantha. Miss, I'm a lawyer. Corporate law, not civil rights, but I know people. If you need help, call me. Richard Walsh, managing partner, Walsh and Associates. Samantha takes the card. Thank you. Behind the desk, Jasmine Cole leans toward the young employee beside her. White kid, barely 20. Name tag says Kevin. This is wrong. You know this is wrong. Kevin nods, face pale. What do we do? I don't know, but we can't just watch. Dalton shoots them a look, a warning. They go quiet. The older guard speaks again, gentler. Ma'am, I don't want this to escalate. Please just leave peacefully. Move on to what? Samantha's voice steady. To the next person you treat like this? The next time someone decides who belongs based on what they look like? The guard has no answer. More guests gather, not hiding anymore, some filming openly, others whispering, a few shaking their heads. A woman in her 60s, designer handbag, approaches from the bar, walks straight to Dalton. Young man, I've stayed here 15 years. If you don't give this woman her room right now, I will never stay here again. And everyone I know will hear about this. Dalton's confidence wavers. Ma'am, this doesn't concern you. Discrimination concerns everyone. April's live stream explodes. 15,000 viewers, 20,000. The video sharing across platforms, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Someone posts the hotel's phone number. Within minutes, the front desk phones start ringing. And ringing. Kevin picks up. Grandview Plaza, how may I? Screaming so loud, Samantha hears it. Kevin hangs up. The phone rings immediately. Dalton's jaw clenches. This is spiraling. What should have been simple is becoming viral. The younger guard leans toward his partner. Man, I don't feel right about this. She hasn't done anything. I know, but we got orders. Orders to do what? Drag her out? You see these cameras? The older guard looks around. At least a dozen phones pointed at them. April's professional setup. Growing crowd. Let's wait. See if the GM shows up. Samantha's phone still recording. Every word, every second. Timestamp. 9:48 p.m. 16 minutes of documentation. Dalton notices guests checking out at the other desk. A couple canceling their reservation. The woman with the designer handbag marching toward the exit, phone pressed to her ear. Martha, you will not believe what I just witnessed. Grandview Plaza, actual discrimination in 2024. The lobby phones won't stop. 3 lines lit up, all urgent. Jasmine watches Samantha, sees something she recognizes. Strength from surviving things that should break you, dignity no one can take away. She makes a decision. Mr. Dalton, I think you should call Mr. Hamilton, right now. Dalton glares. I'm handling this. No, sir, you're not. You need to call the general manager. Kevin joins in, quiet but firm. She's right. This needs to go higher. Dalton's control slipping, phones ringing, cameras recording, employees questioning him, guests leaving. April's caption updates. Breaking, luxury hotel refuses black woman service, 25K plus watching live. 3,000 shares in 10 minutes. More guests approach the desk. An Indian couple. We'd like to cancel our room. A black businessman. I'm checking out early. This is disgusting. A young white woman. I'm posting this everywhere. My followers need to know. The lobby transforming from quiet luxury to chaos. Phones ringing nonstop, people gathering, cameras everywhere. Dalton sweating now. This was supposed to be over. She was supposed to leave quietly like the others did. Why won't she just leave? But Samantha stands there, hands steady on the marble counter, voice calm, heart racing, not from fear, from anger so controlled it feels like ice. She thinks about her mother. 30 years of swallowing moments like this. 30 years of silence because speaking up meant losing everything. But Samantha has something her mother never had. Position, power, proof. She reaches for her bag. The small leather case inside, the one she's carried for 3 years. The older security guard sees the movement. Ma'am, what are you? Samantha opens the case, pulls something out, places it on the counter, slowly, deliberately. A badge, corporate identification badge. The security guards lean in. Dalton's eyes go wide. Crown Hospitality Group Regional Vice President Samantha Kennedy. The color drains from Dalton's face. Complete. Instant. Everything is about to change. Dalton stares at the badge. His mouth opens, closes, opens again. No words come out. I didn't. Samantha's voice remains calm, measured, every word precise. You didn't what? Didn't know? Or didn't think you'd be caught? The lobby goes silent. Even the phone stopped ringing for a moment, everyone processing what just happened. The badge sits on the marble counter. Corporate identification, her photo, her title, regional vice president. The woman he just tried to throw out is his boss, several levels above him, the person who can end his career with a phone call. Behind the desk, Kevin's eyes go wide. Jasmine puts her hand over her mouth, both of them realizing they just witnessed their manager destroy himself. April's live stream explodes, comments flooding faster than her system can load. Oh my God, plot twist, he's done? She's his boss? This is the best thing I've ever seen. 30,000 viewers, 40,000. The shares multiplying exponentially. One of the young employees runs toward the back offices, footsteps rapid on tile, panic in every step. The security guards back away slowly, no longer needed, no longer relevant. The older one looks at Samantha with something like respect, or maybe regret. Dalton tries to speak. Miss Kennedy, there must be... You thought what, Mr. Dalton? He has no answer. Nothing that won't incriminate him further. Heavy footsteps from the back office, fast, urgent. Douglas Hamilton bursts through the staff door, general manager. 51 years old, gray suit wrinkled, sweat visible on his forehead despite the air conditioning. Miss Kennedy! His smile forced, too wide, too desperate. We weren't expecting you until tomorrow's board meeting. Clearly. Hamilton shoots Dalton a look. Pure fury, you idiot. You've destroyed us. He turns back to Samantha, voice too loud, too cheerful, overcompensating. There must be some misunderstanding. Gregory, what happened here? Surely we can sort this out. Dalton stammers. I didn't. The reservation. Samantha's phone buzzes. Email notification. She picks it up, shows the screen to Hamilton. From Alan Brooks, CEO, Crown Hospitality Group. Subject urgent. Samantha, just saw a live stream. Call me immediately. What the hell is happening? Hamilton's face goes pale, paler than Dalton's. April updates her caption. Confirmed. Black executive denied service at her own company's hotel. 45K watching. The woman with the designer handbag who threatened to leave earlier starts clapping. Slow, deliberate. Others join. The businessman. The Indian couple who is checking out, the young white woman filming. Scattered applause spreads through the lobby. But Samantha doesn't feel victorious. She feels tired and profoundly sad. Hamilton tries damage control, sweating more now. Let's discuss this privately. Your suite is ready. Presidential suite. Complimentary, of course, full amenities. Champagne, whatever you need. Samantha looks at him, then at Dalton, then at Jasmine and Kevin behind the desk. At the security guards, at April still streaming, at all the guests watching. I don't want a suite, she says quietly. I want an explanation, on record, in front of witnesses. The phones start ringing again, all 3 lines, urgent, insistent. Kevin picks up one, listens, his face goes white. It's the local news, Channel 2, they want a statement. Another line, Jasmine answers. It's corporate. They want to speak with Mr. Hamilton immediately. Hamilton looks like he might be sick. Samantha picks up her badge, puts it back in the leather case, closes it carefully. I'll be in touch, she tells Hamilton. Through proper channels. With documentation, she looks at the crowd. She looks at the eye, at April, at everyone bearing witness. Thank you, she says, for seeing this, for recording it, for caring. She turns toward the elevator, presses the button. But she knows something Hamilton and Dalton don't know yet. This isn't about her revenge. This is about 11 other people who stood at this desk and had nowhere to turn. This is about a system that's been rotting for years, and she's about to expose every inch of it. Samantha doesn't sleep that night. She sits in the presidential suite replaying the recording. 16 minutes, 32 seconds. Dalton's voice clear. Your kind. Our standards. Budget properties downtown. She knows this goes deeper. One bad employee is a mistake. A pattern is system failure. 6 a.m. Saturday. She calls Elena Rodriguez, civil rights attorney, ACLU, Georgia, college friend. Elena, I need someone who understands this isn't just about me. Tell me everything. Samantha does. The recording, the live stream, Hamilton's panic. Send me everything. Your VP access, HR database, we're digging. 2 hours later, Thomas Wright calls. Investigative journalist, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, data specialist. That live stream hit 23 million views, but there's a bigger story here. Something systemic. What kind? The kind with receipts and patterns that can't be denied. Samantha thinks about her mother. 11 years working hotels, always dismissed. Let's expose it all. By noon, Elena accesses HR records. What she finds makes her sit down hard. 11 complaints against Grandview Plaza in 18 months. All guests of color, all similar patterns. She calls Samantha, reads them aloud. HR 2023-089, March 15th. Maria Santos, 34, dental hygienist from Orlando. Front desk told me I'd be more comfortable at a budget property. I showed platinum status. They gave my suite to a white couple who arrived after me. HR response resolved. No action needed. HR 2023-156, June 3rd. Kevin and Jerome Marshall, Chicago couple, 5th anniversary. We reserved a king suite. Front desk claimed only doubles on separate floors available. Then told a white couple a king just became available. HR response resolved. No action needed. HR 2024-023, January 12th. Patel family, 5 people. Booked family suite 6 weeks advance, placed in room next to laundry. Noise made sleep impossible. Staff claimed only family accommodation available. Website showed 6 suites. HR response resolved. No action needed. Elena keeps reading. Different names, different dates, same outcome. 11 people, 18 months, nobody did anything. Someone made certain nothing happened. Every complaint reviewed by Vanessa Whitmore, Regional HR Director. Everyone marked resolved within 72 hours. 0 investigation. This was deliberate suppression. Thomas Wright spends Saturday analyzing 3,200 booking records. 18 months of data. Guest names, loyalty information, room assignments. He runs statistical analysis, cross-references with demographics. What he finds is mathematically impossible to be coincidence. He calls that evening. Sit down. Go ahead. 73% of black guests assigned to floors 2 and 3. Adjacent to elevators, above laundry, near ice machines, loudest floors. White guests, 89% assigned floors 8 through 12, premium floors, city views, quiet. This held constant across identical rates, booking classes, loyalty status. Only factor predicting assignment is race. Numbers don't lie. Gets worse. Guests of color were 5 times more likely to have reservations mysteriously disappear. 5 times. That's intentional system manipulation. Can you publish? Writing now. But I need proof this was policy from management. Elena finds it that night. Archived emails. From Douglas Hamilton to Gregory Dalton, Sarah Chen, Marcus Williams. Date April 3rd, 2023. Subject Q2 guest mix strategy. Team reminder, screen incoming guests to maintain standards. Priority to guests who align with brand image. Use discretion with walk-ins. Remain mindful of neighborhood compatibility. Corporate code words hiding discrimination. Elena forwards it. Smoking gun. Discriminatory intent from top. Sunday morning, encrypted email arrives. Miss Kennedy, I'm Jasmine Cole. Housekeeping at Grandview. I saw Friday. Been silent 5 years. Need this job for my daughter. Can't be silent anymore. They meet that afternoon. Coffee shop 3 miles away. Jasmine brings 6 employees. All housekeeping or bell staff. All people of color. Jasmine speaks first. Hands shaking. 29. Single mother. They told us to note guests needing extra attention. It meant surveillance, reporting if black guests had visitors, stayed past checkout, complained about anything. They called it security. We knew what it really was. Marcus, 26, bell attendant. I was told to prioritize upper floors. 8 through 12 always first. Fastest service. Lower floors, take your time. Premium amenities always went up. Never written, but clear. Lisa, 31, housekeeping supervisor. I watched a black family turned away because their card supposedly didn't process. I saw the screen. Transaction went through. Manager manually voided it. Told them, try another hotel. 3 small children. Almost midnight. David, 42, night concierge. I was instructed to log which guests requested late checkout maintenance calls, but only certain guests. Logs went to management. Pattern obvious after 2 weeks. Carmen, 28, housekeeping. Upper floors got more time per room, better supplies, newer equipment. Lower floors rush through, use older linens, save good stuff for upstairs. Patricia, 36, Bell staff. I watched them give away confirmed reservations. Guest of color arrives, system has problems, guest leaves. 10 minutes later, room available for next guest. Happen monthly. Years watching. Years forced to participate or lose jobs. Years of ignored complaints. Thomas records everything. Written permission, notarized statements. That evening, he files FOIA request, security footage. Grandview received public funding through convention grants. Monday morning, footage arrives. 48 minutes, 8 cameras. September 20th, 9:28 to 10:16 p.m. They watch together. Samantha walking through doors, Dalton's expression changing, paper thrown at her chest, crowd gathering, security approaching, badge placed on counter, Hamilton bursting out panicking, perfect corroboration. Thomas leans back. 11 victim testimonies, statistical proof, email documentation, 7 employee witnesses, video evidence, ironclad. Elena nods. This is conspiracy maintained at highest levels for years. HR actively suppressed exposure. Samantha stares at 11 faces who thought nobody cared. How many more just accepted it? Never complained? Thought nothing would change? The real number is far higher than 11, but 11 is enough to start. 11 voices finally heard. Monday afternoon, September 23rd, 3 p.m. Samantha's phone buzzes. Email from Morrison and Steele LLP, Crown's law firm. Ms. Kennedy, your recent actions constitute material breach of employment agreement and confidentiality obligations. We are prepared to pursue all legal remedies, including defamation claims, should you continue making public statements regarding internal company matters. Attached, her VP contract. Highlighted non-disparagement clause from 18 months ago. Elena reads it. Scare tactic. The clause doesn't cover discrimination reporting. They're bluffing. Are you sure? Positive. But they'll fight hard. An hour later, Crown issues a public statement, posted on their website, sent to media. Crown Hospitality takes all allegations seriously and is committed to maintaining highest standards for every guest. However, we believe there are multiple perspectives to every situation, and we are confident a complete review will demonstrate our long-standing commitment to inclusive practices and equitable treatment. We employ thousands of dedicated professionals from diverse backgrounds. No apology, no acknowledgement. Just corporate deflection. Thomas reads it to Samantha. Notice what they're not saying. Not denying anything specific, just vague reassurances. By evening, things escalate. Someone leaks information to tabloid websites. Anonymous sources, carefully constructed to damage credibility. Sources close to Crown suggest Regional VP Samantha Kennedy has been in conflict with GM Douglas Hamilton for months over operational decisions and budget. Insiders question whether Friday's incident may relate to ongoing internal disputes rather than discrimination. Another leak hints at personal issues. Kennedy recently passed over for CEO track. Associates note she appeared frustrated with career trajectory. Comments fill with doubt. Maybe she's playing the race card. Sounds like office politics. Why would a VP be treated that way? Something doesn't add up. Samantha watches her credibility attacked in real time. Elena calls. They're muddying the water, making people question your motives. Textbook crisis management. It's working. Comments don't matter, evidence matters. Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Unknown number, she answers. Miss Kennedy, this is Charles Norton, Crown board member, major shareholder. I think we should talk about resolving this situation benefiting everyone. His voice smooth, practiced. What resolution? This has gotten unnecessarily public, messy. What if we found a path forward addressing your concerns while protecting company reputation? What are you proposing? A promotion, Chief Diversity Officer, new position, significant salary increase. You'd have authority to implement whatever changes necessary. Complete autonomy, 7-figure budget. Silence. Norton continues. We'd need certain agreements, confidentiality around the specific incident, joint statement about moving forward, but you'd have real power to make real change. You're offering me a bribe to stay quiet. I'm offering opportunity to actually fix the system instead of destroying it. Think about what you could accomplish. And the 11 other people? We can discuss generous settlements, everyone made whole, with NDAs attached, standard protection, but everyone benefits. You get power to change things. They get compensation. Company preserves reputation. Samantha is recording, legal in Georgia with one-party consent. Mr. Norton, let me be clear. I'm not interested in being paid to ignore discrimination. Not interested in NDAs silencing victims. Not interested in helping Crown preserve a reputation it doesn't deserve. Norton's voice hardens. You're making a serious mistake. Think about your daughter. Think about your career. You go to war with us. We have resources you can't imagine. Legal teams, PR firms, we can make this very difficult. Are you threatening me? I'm advising you. People who fight companies like ours get labeled troublemakers, litigious, difficult to work with. Other companies notice. Opportunities dry up. Is that what you want? I want truth to come out. I want accountability. I want the system fixed. Idealism doesn't pay mortgages. This conversation is over. She hangs up. Immediately sends recording to Elena. Within an hour, 2 clients email reconsidering contracts. Both multi-million-dollar accounts. Angela Stevens, fellow VP, texts, "Sorry, but I can't publicly support you. I have a family. Hope you understand." Samantha sits alone in her home office. Zoe asleep upstairs. She reads social media. Half support her, half accuse her of exaggeration, manipulation, playing victim. 43 missed calls from reporters, 186 unread emails, most asking statements, some offering book deals, some from strangers sharing discrimination stories. She thinks about Norton's threat, her mortgage, Zoe's tuition, the career she spent 15 years building, about her mother's rough hands, about 11 people nobody listened to, about how easy it would be to take the money and tell herself she's making difference from inside. That night, she doesn't sleep again, but not because she's uncertain, because she's planning her next move. Tuesday night, September 24th, 11 p.m. Samantha sits on the floor of her home office, 11 printed complaints spread around her. Each one a person, a family, a moment of humiliation. She picks up Maria Santos's complaint, reads it again. "I brought my family for our anniversary. They treated us like we were invisible. When I complained, they said I was making a scene. I lost my job the next month. Someone from the hotel called my employer. Maria never got justice, just lost her job and learned to stay quiet." She picks up another. Kevin and Jerome Marshall, 5th anniversary ruined. "We've stayed at luxury hotels around the world. Never felt so small. My husband cried that night. Complaint after complaint, each one a wound, each one proof that Friday wasn't about her. It was about a system that crushes people." Her phone buzzes. Text from her sister. "Mom would be proud, but be careful." Mom. Samantha looks at the photo on her desk. Her mother in housekeeping uniform, tired smile, hands rough from bleach and work. What would Mom say? Footsteps on the stairs. Small, hesitant. Zoe appears in the doorway, 9 years old, eyes red from crying. "Mommy!" Samantha quickly gathers papers. "Baby, what are you doing up?" Zoe climbs into her lap. Small arms wrap around her neck. "I heard you crying." Samantha hadn't realized she was. "I'm okay, baby." "No, you're not." Zoe pulls back, looks at her with eyes too wise for 9. "Mommy, I saw the video, the one from the hotel." Samantha's heart stops. "Zoe, you shouldn't. Kids at school were talking, so I looked. I watched that man be mean to you." Heavy silence. Then Zoe asks the question Samantha has been dreading. "Mommy, why do they hate us?" The words break something inside Samantha. How do you explain to a 9-year-old that some people will judge her based on skin color? "Baby, they don't hate us. They hate what they don't understand." "But you didn't do anything wrong." "No, I didn't. So why are people being mean to you now on the internet?" "I saw the comments." Zoe shouldn't be reading those comments, shouldn't be exposed to this ugliness. Some people get scared when someone tells the truth. Scared people say mean things. "Are you going to stop? Are you going to quit like Daddy said?" Samantha stiffens. "You talked to your father?" "He called earlier. Said you were making a mistake. Said you should think about me and stop causing trouble." Of course he did. Her ex-husband, always choosing the path of least resistance. Samantha holds her daughter's face gently. "Zoe, listen to me. Your grandma cleaned hotel rooms for 30 years, scrubbed toilets and folded towels for people who never looked at her face. She never complained, never fought back, because she didn't have the power to. Tears streamed down Samantha's face. But she gave me something precious. Education, opportunities, a voice she never had, and she told me to use it. Even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Zoe wipes her mother's tears. I think Grandma would be proud of you. You think so? I know so. And I'm proud of you too. Samantha holds her daughter tight. Breathes in strawberry shampoo, feels her small heartbeat. In this moment, sitting on the floor surrounded by evidence of injustice, holding the reason she does everything, Samantha makes a decision. She's not stopping, not backing down, not taking the money, not signing the NDA, because Zoe is watching, learning, growing up in a world Samantha has power to change. That matters more than mortgages, more than career, more than fear. She kisses the top of Zoe's head. Come on, baby, let's get you back to bed. Tomorrow, she fights back. Wednesday morning, September 25th, 10 a.m. Samantha wakes to her phone vibrating nonstop. Texts, emails, notifications flooding in. She checks Twitter, trending hashtag, #StandWithSamantha. Something has shifted overnight. She opens her email. First message from Jasmine Cole. Miss Kennedy, we're done being silent. Press conference at noon. Elena organized it. We're all coming forward, all 7 of us. No more hiding. Noon. Atlanta ACLU office. Elena stands at a podium. Cameras from every local station. Reporters packed into the small conference room. Jasmine Cole steps to the microphone, hands trembling, but voice steady. My name is Jasmine Cole. I'm a housekeeping supervisor at Grandview Plaza Hotel. I've worked there 5 years, and for 5 years, I've watched discrimination happen every single day. She takes a breath. Behind her, 6 employees stand in a line. Marcus, Lisa, David, Carmen, Patricia, Kevin, all nervous, all determined. I was told to surveil black guests, report if they had too many visitors, if they complained, if they stayed 5 minutes past checkout. I was told this was security protocol, but I knew what it really was, and I stayed silent because I needed my job, because I have a daughter to feed. Her voice cracked slightly. Until I watched Miss Kennedy get treated the way I've seen dozens of guests treated, and I realized silence makes me complicit. Marcus steps forward. I was told to prioritize upper floors, give them the best service. Take my time with lower floors, where they put most black guests. I followed orders because I was scared, but I'm done being scared. One by one, they share their stories, on camera, on record. No more anonymity, no more protection. Within 2 hours, the video has 4 million views. By evening, a change.org petition appears. Demand accountability for discrimination at Crown Hospitality. Goal, 1,000 signatures. It hits 3,200 signatures in 18 hours. Comments flood in. This happened to me at a Crown property in Miami. I worked at a Crown hotel. Same practices, same code words. My family was treated exactly like this in Charlotte. The pattern isn't isolated to Grandview. It's everywhere. Atlanta NAACP chapter issues a statement. We stand with Miss Kennedy and the courageous employees who spoke out. Crown Hospitality must answer for systematic discrimination. City Council member tweets, discrimination has no place in Atlanta. At Crown hotels must take immediate action. By Thursday afternoon, Crown stock drops 3.8%. Investors nervous. Board members fielding angry calls. 2 major corporate clients announce they're suspending contracts pending investigation. Millions in revenue at risk. Elena calls Samantha. The tide is turning. Public pressure is working. Thomas Wright calls next. Excitement in his voice. I've been digging deeper into Grandview's financials. Public records from the Convention Center grant. There's something weird here. What kind of weird? A line item, $35,000 annually, listed as guest relations consulting, paid to an organization called Southern Heritage Council. Samantha pulls up her laptop, searches the name. Southern Heritage Council, conservative lobbying group, history of opposing civil rights legislation, known for supporting traditional values and community standards. Her blood runs cold. Thomas, are you saying? I'm saying Douglas Hamilton was receiving money from a group with documented history of racial discrimination advocacy, and it started the exact same quarter those screening emails began. This isn't just corporate negligence. This isn't just one racist manager. This is a conspiracy, financial, intentional, Provable. Samantha stares at her screen. At the wire transfer records Thomas is sending, at the dates that align perfectly with the discrimination complaints. We need to bring this to the board, immediately. Tomorrow's emergency meeting still on? Yes, 2 p.m. Then let's end this. Thursday evening, September 26th. Thomas writes home office. Elena and Samantha around his laptop. Thomas pulls up wire transfer records from the Convention Center grant audit. Public information. Look, April 2022, $35,000. Recipient, Southern Heritage Council. Memo, Guest Relations Consulting. Elena leans closer. What does Southern Heritage Council do? Thomas opens their website. Clean design, mission statement about traditional values and community preservation. He clicks deeper. Donor reports, lobbying history. 2021, they lobbied against Atlanta's Fair Housing Ordinance, said property owners need discretion in tenant selection to maintain neighborhood character. 2020, opposed inclusive business certification, called it forced diversity quotas. 2019, funded campaign against civil rights protections, said businesses need freedom to serve customers who align with their values. Code words, same ones in Hamilton's emails. Samantha feels sick. He was being paid to discriminate. Thomas nods. Look at the timeline. Second screen. Dates highlighted yellow. First payment, April 15th, 2022, $35,000. 2 weeks later, April 29th, 2022, first Hamilton email about screening guests and maintaining standards. Second payment, April 14th, 2023, $35,000. 2 weeks later, April 3rd, 2023, the email we found. Continue to screen incoming guests carefully. Third payment, April 12th, 2024, same amount. 2 weeks later, April 26th, 2024, another screening reminder. 3 years, 3 payments, $105,000 total, each payment followed by discrimination directives. Elena stares. This isn't unconscious bias. This is a financial transaction. He was literally paid to keep black guests out. Thomas pulls up bank records. Gets worse. These payments went directly to Hamilton's personal account. That's embezzlement, Elena says, and fraud and conspiracy. Samantha can barely breathe. She thought this was about prejudice, but Hamilton was profiting, getting rich, making people feel less than human. She thinks about Maria Santos, the Patel family, Kevin and Jerome, 11 families humiliated while Hamilton collected checks. Is it just Grandview? Thomas clicks another spreadsheet. I called contacts at 4 other Crown properties, asked them to check their audit reports. 4 more documents, 4 more hotels. Charlotte property, $35,000 annually to Southern Heritage Council. Nashville, $35,000. Birmingham, $35,000. Jacksonville, $35,000. 5 hotels, 5 managers, $175,000 per year. Over 3 years, more than $500,000. This isn't one bad manager, Elena says slowly. This is systematic, organizational. This goes all the way up. Samantha stares at the numbers, at dates, at the pattern that can't be denied. Tomorrow she presents to the board. Tomorrow she walks in with 52 slides of evidence. Tomorrow she faces the people who let this happen. But tonight, she learns the full scope. This isn't about Grandview. This is about Crown's entire culture, a company that paid managers to keep certain people out. She looks at Elena, at Thomas, at evidence across 3 screens. We have them, Elena nods. They can't buy out of this, can't settle quietly. This is criminal. Thomas saves all files, backs them up. Publishing tomorrow, right after your board presentation. Story goes live at 5 p.m. Samantha picks up her phone, texts CEO Alan Brooks. I'll be at the board meeting tomorrow with additional evidence. You'll want the whole board present, and your lawyers, all of them. She hits send. The counterattack is over. Tomorrow she goes on offense. Friday, September 27th, 2 p.m., Crown Hospitality Headquarters, 23rd floor, boardroom with floor-to-ceiling windows, 12 board members, CEO Alan Brooks at the head, Douglas Hamilton in the back corner, pale. Gregory Dalton beside him, staring at his hands. Samantha walks in carrying a USB drive, Elena beside her, Thomas in the gallery with reporters. Brooks clears his throat. Miss Kennedy, we've allocated 30 minutes. Samantha plugs in the drive. 52 slides load. You'll need more time. She stands at the front. Clicks slide 1. September 20th, 9:32 p.m. I was denied service at Grandview Plaza. This is the recording. Dalton's voice fills the room. We don't serve your kind here. Board members shift uncomfortably. Slide 5. Live stream, 45 million views, 12,000 witnesses. Slide 10. 11 complaints filed in 18 months. All guests of color. All dismissed by HR with no investigation. She reads Maria Santos's complaint aloud. Then Kevin and Jerome's, the Patels, slide 20. Statistical analysis of 3,200 bookings. 73% of black guests assigned inferior rooms. 89% white guests premium rooms. Same rates, same status. Numbers undeniable on screen. Slide 30. Email from Douglas Hamilton, April 3rd, 2023. Quote, screen incoming guests to maintain standards. Priority to guests who align with brand image. Hamilton sinks lower. Slide 40. 7 employee testimonies documenting systematic discrimination. All forced to participate or face termination. She plays Jasmine's press conference. I was told to surveil black guests. I knew what it really was. Slide 45. Wire transfer records. Douglas Hamilton received $35,000 annually from Southern Heritage Council, a group opposing civil rights legislation. Complete silence. Payments April 2022, 2023, 2024, each followed within 2 weeks by emails directing staff to screen guests. Click. Charlotte property, same payment, same pattern. Click. Nashville, same. Click. Birmingham, same. Click. Jacksonville, same. 5 properties, 5 managers, $175,000 per year. Over 3 years, $525,000 from an organization preserving traditional neighborhood character. Brooks's face white. This isn't unconscious bias. This isn't poor training. This is conspiracy to discriminate for profit. This is fraud. Embezzlement of grant funds. This is criminal. Final slide. 1 question. How many people suffered while you looked away? She closes the laptop. Silence. Brooks speaks. Douglas, do you have a response? Hamilton's lawyer stands. Mr. Hamilton maintains these allegations are taken out of context. The payments were legitimate consulting fees. He never intended... Brooks cuts him off. Intended or not, the pattern is irrefutable. He looks around. I'm calling for immediate vote. All in favor of suspending Douglas Hamilton and Gregory Dalton pending external investigation. 11 hands raise. Only Charles Norton abstains. Motion carries. Effective immediately. Both suspended without pay. We will engage independent firm to audit all 23 properties. Miss Kennedy, we owe you an apology. More importantly, we owe you action. Receipt R12. Board resolution September 27, 2024. Official. Samantha doesn't smile, just nods once. Accountability isn't a moment, it's a commitment. I'll be watching. She walks out, Elena beside her. Thomas typing. Elevator doors close. For the first time in 7 days, Samantha exhales. 90 days later, December 2024. Gregory Dalton fired. Douglas Hamilton resigned, facing criminal investigation for fraud and embezzlement. Vanessa Whitmore, HR Director, terminated for systematic suppression of complaints. Crown announces sweeping policy changes. All complaints now go to independent hotline, bypassing local management. Quarterly DEI audits mandatory across all properties. Zero tolerance policy. 1 violation means immediate termination. The board votes 11-1 to create a new position. Chief Equity Officer. Authority over all 23 properties. 7-figure budget. Direct reporting to CEO. Samantha Kennedy accepts. Maria Santos receives formal apology and compensation. Kevin and Jerome invited back, sweet complimentary personal letter from Brooks. All 11 victims finally acknowledged. Finally heard. December 15th. Samantha takes Zoe to the newly renamed Crown Grandview Hotel. Lobby still has crystal chandeliers. Lavender still scents the air, but now there's a diversity statement at the front desk. Everyone belongs here. Zoe looks up. Mommy, you did it. We did it, baby. Sometimes the person you dismiss holds your entire future. But more than that, sometimes they hold the key to everyone's justice, to exposing what was hidden, to changing what seemed unchangeable. Silence feeds injustice. Light destroys darkness. If this story moved you, share it. Let people know that speaking up matters, that evidence matters, that one voice can become 11, can become thousands, can change everything. Like this video. Subscribe to hear more stories where the underestimated become unstoppable. Because the world needs witnesses, and it needs people brave enough to stand.